Good morning, all. A warm welcome to you. Today we are going to start Chapter 3 Acids, Bases, and Salts. I think you are familiar with the words acid base. From the lower classes, you know the basic idea about acids, bases. Let's rewind it again. So, acids are sour in taste. It can change the color of red litmus paper to blue. Similarly, bases are bitter in taste and also they changes the color of blue litmus to red. So this is the basic fact about acids bases. In this chapter, we will go to study the reactions of acids and bases and little bit more. Okay, get ready. Before that, we should know about what is indicators. Along with acids and bases, we always hearing the word indicator. Indicators are the special substances, the particular substances which are using to indicate the substance whether they are acid or base. There are many types of indicators: natural indicator, synthetic indicator, olfactory indicators. So, the litmus, turmeric, hibiscus, they are the example for the natural indicator, and phenolphthalein, methyl orange, they are the example for synthetic indicator. Both natural and synthetic indicators, they are indicate the substances whether they are acid or base by changing their color. Then, what is olfactory indicators? These are the substances whose odor changes in acidic or basic media. So, they are called olfactory indicators. For example, onion, vanilla, clove oil. They can change their smell when we are using in an experiment. I think it's clear for you. Now, the first chemical property, reaction with metal. What will be happen when an acid or base react with a metal? Let's see an experiment here.
Let us perform lab activity to learn about this type of reaction in detail. Click each tab to learn more. The aim of this activity is to study the reaction of acids and bases with metals. Required material. The materials used in this lab activity are test tube, delivery tube, glass tub, candle, soap, water, dilute hydrochloric acid, zinc granules. Let us follow the procedure. Place a retard stand on a table. Adjust and fix the test tube on horizontal rod. Take about 10 ml of dilute hydrochloric acid, HCl, in a test tube. Now, add a few pieces of zinc granules in it. Observe the surface of zinc granules. Insert one end of delivery tube into the test tube through a cork and insert the other end of the delivery tube into a glass tub. Fill the glass tub with soap water. Now, the gas evolved from the test tube passes through the delivery tube into the soap water. At this time, bring a lighted candle near the gas-filled bubbles in the tub. Observe the reactions. Repeat the same process with some more acids like nitric acid and acetic acid. Make a note. Be careful while handling the acids. We observed that a colorless and odorless gas comes out along the delivery tube. Bubbles are formed in the soap solution. The gas evolved burns with a pop sound. Inference. Since the gas evolved from the tub gives pop sound near the burning candle, it is confirmed to be hydrogen gas, H2, produced by the zinc granules and diluted HCl solution. Finally, this activity teaches us that hydrogen gas, H2, evolves when an acid reacts with a metal.
From the experiment, we will get a conclusion that is, any acid which reacts with a metal, it displaces hydrogen from the acid as hydrogen gas. Then the metal react with the remaining part of acid, we got a salt also. Similarly, a base, any base which react with a metal, we will get salt and hydrogen gas. For example, zinc react with hydrochloric acid, we will get zinc chloride and hydrogen gas. And sodium hydroxide is a base which react with the zinc metal, we will get a salt as sodium zincate and hydrogen gas. Next, we are going to discuss what will be happen when an acid react with metal carbonate and metal hydrogen carbonate.
Reaction of metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates with acids. So to perform this experiment, we need test tube. Here I have taken 2 test tubes to perform experiment with metal carbonate and metal hydrogen carbonate. The metal hydrogen carbonate which I have taken here is sodium hydrogen carbonate NaHCO3, and the metal carbonate which I have taken here is sodium carbonate Na2CO3. We also have HCl hydrochloric acid, distilled water. I have taken watch glass, litmus paper, this is blue litmus paper, and then I have taken dropper and a spatula. Now let us start the experiment. First, I am taking a metal carbonate which is sodium carbonate. By taking spatula, I will transfer this to test tube. You can observe the color of sodium carbonate. It is white in color. So by taking some amount of sodium carbonate, I am transferring it to a test tube. To this test tube, by using the dropper, now I will add hydrochloric acid. When you add hydrochloric acid to sodium carbonate, you can observe a reaction is taking place and a gas is released. I am continuously adding HCl. You can observe how the reaction is taking place. You can also observe the bubbles of colorless gas which is released because of this reaction. Sodium carbonate react with HCl. It forms sodium chloride, water and carbon dioxide gas is released. Take another test tube to perform reaction of metal hydrogen carbonate with acid. Take sodium hydrogen carbonate. With the help of spatula, transfer some amount of sodium hydrogen carbonate to the test tube. Take the test tube. With the help of dropper, add hydrochloric acid to the test tube. You can observe sodium hydrogen carbonate is reacting with hydrochloric acid. Bubbles of colorless gas is released. When sodium hydrogen carbonate react with HCl, it forms sodium chloride, water and carbon dioxide gas is released. Now to test carbon dioxide gas, take blue litmus paper and dip in distilled water and just keep it inside a test tube. Carbon dioxide gas, being acidic in nature, it changes the color of blue litmus paper to red. This indicates the gas which is released is carbon dioxide. We can also check with the help of matchstick. Take the flame of the matchstick near the test tube. Carbon dioxide extinguishes the fire. You can also try similar experiments with other metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates. This reaction is also example for exothermic reaction as heat is released. Whenever metal carbonate or a metal hydrogen carbonate reacts with acid, it forms salt, water and carbon dioxide gas is released.
When a metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate react with an acid, we will get salt, carbon dioxide gas and water. So that is the result of this reaction. Next, neutralization reaction. What is neutralization reaction? An acid react with a base. The reaction of acid with the base, that is known as neutralization reaction. Let's go to an experiment.
Let us perform an activity to know about neutralization reaction. To perform this, we need dilute hydrochloric acid, sodium hydroxide solution, and phenolphthalein solution. Take some amount of sodium hydroxide solution and transfer it to the beaker. Now, take conical flask. Transfer sodium hydroxide solution to the conical flask. We can observe sodium hydroxide solution is colorless. Now take phenolphthalein solution, which is an indicator, and add a drop of phenolphthalein to the sodium hydroxide solution. Now you can observe the solution turns pink in color. Whenever phenolphthalein is added to basic solution, the solution turns pink in color. Now take dilute hydrochloric acid with the help of dropper. Add dilute hydrochloric acid drop by drop to the conical flask. Take the conical flask and once mix the solution. You can notice pink color in the solution does not disappear. It is because there is still presence of NaOH, which is base, in the solution. Now continue to add dilute hydrochloric acid to the solution. Now you can observe at one certain point the pink color in the solution disappears. Take the conical flask and once again shake the solution. Now you can observe the pink color in the solution is completely disappeared. It is because NaOH in the solution got exhausted. Now the solution is completely acidic in nature because there is high amount of HCl in it. Now keep adding NaOH to the acidic solution. You can notice the pink color reappears. This is the reaction between an acid and base. When an acid react with a base or a base react with an acid, there is formation of salt and water. Here, sodium hydroxide reacted with hydrochloric acid and it forms sodium chloride and water. And this reaction is called as neutralization reaction.
When an acid reacts with a base, we will get salt and water. Next, reaction of metallic oxide with the acid.
We need test tube, copper oxide and dilute hydrochloric acid. Take some copper oxide in the test tube. Add dilute hydrochloric acid to it, drop by drop, and shake. You will see the solution has turned green. The copper, which was in insoluble form in copper oxide, has reacted with hydrochloric acid and formed a soluble salt with the chloride ion from the acid and formed copper chloride. The solution now contains copper chloride. When metal oxides react with an acid, metal oxides form a salt with the negative ion of the acid. In this case, the reaction can be depicted as CuO plus 2HCl gives CuCl2 plus H2O.
What will be the result of metal oxide react with an acid? Yeah, we will get salt and water. Finally, the last chemical property, reaction of non-metallic oxide with the base. We can see what will be happen. A non-metallic oxide react with a base. See children, in this reaction, carbon dioxide is an example for non-metallic oxide and calcium hydroxide is an example for base. So when they react together, we will get a white precipitate is a salt, calcium carbonate and H2O. So when a non-metallic oxide react with a base, we will get salt and water. Okay children, today's class was very interesting for you because you have many experiments like live experiments here. So now we have a conclusion. We have to conclude our topics today. We discussed acids and bases and reaction with metal carbonate and metal hydrogen carbonate, and neutralization reaction of non-metallic oxide with the base. These are the chemical properties of acids and bases. After watching the video, you must read textbook very carefully and thoroughly, and each reactions by heart, each chemical equations and chemical formula of each compound, etc. So now let's wind up our class today. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you next time. Bye bye.